everyone, welcome back to the FLL Mind Builders YouTube channel. Today, as promised in the last video, I'm going to be showing you how to build a simple base robot. First, you have what I call a square, but actually it's called a Technic beam 3x5. At the bottom, I have attached the long blue pegs. So what I'm going to do with that is attach it to this 15-hole beam, which has pegs in each of these certain holes. So let's attach. So I put it in just like that. Make sure it's dead center. Then we are going to take these two 11-hole beams. You can put it in any way, just make sure it works out for you. So you're going to put this one at the top, and then this one, so this one is going to go at the bottom. Sometimes you have technical difficulties with this because it's hard to push it in. There we go. And then at the top, put in that beam. Next, you take, I call a large H. This has two pegs attached at the bottom, and you have to find a way to push it in, just like that. And now, finally, another 11-hole beam. You only need one for this. You're gonna take two pegs, put it in these slots, 1 and 2, put this beam inside, and that's your first model. That's the first part you need for a robot. Second, we have what I call mini H's. These, you're gonna need about 6 of these mini H's and a caster ball wheel. This is another type of wheel that you can move easily and maneuver across the mat. So you're gonna take your first H, attach it under like that. Then it's like stairs-ish. It's gonna go another at the bottom, your second stair. Again, inside the holes at the bottom, like that. Your next stair. And finally, you're gonna go at the bottom like that. Now you have 2 pegs at the bottom sticking out. Take your ball caster wheel with 2 peg holes and put it in just like that. Now we're not finished yet. We have to attach it to our first model. So here's how we're gonna attach it. We are going to attach it dead center at the bottom, just like that. Now you've attached your first and second parts of the model. Third, we have a large motor with an axle that's in the axle hole right here. Just make sure it hits the end. Do the same thing, but with opposite sides. Next, you are going to take a 3-hole beam and put pegs on each opposite ends. Make 2 of those. Next, we attach our 3-hole beam to the peg holes on our large motor. Now you just gotta push it in just like that, and then perfectly in, and do the same on this other side. On the other side, push it in, goes through the middle hole, push it in. Sometimes you have some hard times like this. There we go, just like that. And this is also another one of these large motor wheels parts. So if you're having trouble with this, go to our last video called Motors and Sensors, and you'll be able to understand it better. Next, we are going to take these called motorcycle wheels. You don't have to use the motorcycle wheels, but I prefer that you use it. You can use any wheels that you want. Put in the axle, put it right through, just like that. Do the same thing on the other side. There we go. Just like that. And then you have 3x5 axle. This is 5 holes, 3 holes, and 2 beams, right? 2 pegs right here, and another one of those pegs right in that 3 holes. So you're gonna take this, and you're gonna put it in the peg holes in the large motor. I'll show you why just in a bit. Do the same thing. Make sure it's opposite ends, opposite side of the wheel. Now comes sort of the tricky part. So you're gonna take this model from last time. See these 2 pegs, these 4 pegs, and there are peg holes on the on the bottom of the large motor here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna attach those peg holes right about there. That's perfect. And then the other side, do the same thing with the peg holes. Put it in, maybe hard seeing, but there we go. And here you have it, your 2 wheels. Now, with the caster wheel, it's basically 3 wheels. It stands very nicely, just like that. Next, 4th, we are going to add the color sensors. Now, if you want to know more about the color sensors, go to our last video, again, about motors and sensors. And so for this step, we're going to add this Technic 3x5 beam again. 2 pegs at the top right here, and long beams at the bottom. What you're going to do is you're going to take the 3 beams, but instead of opposite ends, it's going to be 2 next to each other, just like that. Then, in your EV3 Mindstorms kit, you're going to have things like this. They're holes and axle connectors. And inside are axles, very, very small axles. Have to have very small axles. You just put it in the axle holes. So you're going to start like this. You're going to, blues are at the top, pegs are at the bottom. So you're going to put it in, first in the peg hole. There we go. That's the first one. And the second one, that. Next, we are going to put in our color sensor. Color sensor is going to go through the axle hole right there. The axle hole, push it in. Perfect. Next, we are going to put through the same thing. Push it in. It'll take some time, but that's how it's going to look. But we're not done yet. See the 2 holes? See those? There are 2 holes here. What you're going to do is those 3 beams from before, you are going to attach it just like that on the inside. If you want more to look, that's how it looks. Do the same thing, opposite end. And what it does, it makes it more sturdy. See how this is flimsy, but this is more sturdy because we added those 3 beams. Same thing on the other side. Perfect. Now both are anchored properly. Now, what you have here, see these, I said these that I need these before, but I'll show you what's going to happen. You're going to, each side, there are peg holes. What you are going to do, the peg holes that are left, you are going to open it up. You're going to open it up, put the first one like that. Open it up again, just like that. That's where you have your color sensors. See how your color sensors will now be able to look at the black line on a mat, and they'll be able to perfectly see everything. In our final part, we have a media motor. I'm sure you guys remember the media motor from our last episode about motors and sensors and how it helps with the gear system. So over here, we have it in the axle hole, linked with the mini axle. Then we have what I like to call chairs, because they look like chairs. 2 of them, and 2 more of these mini H's, and an 11 beam. That's 24 tooth gear. Finally, the main brick. So you start off with this medium motor. You're gonna take your mini H's, put them on each side of these peg holes on the side. Let's do that with the 2. Both of them. just like that. And you're gonna flip it over. And you're going to take these chairs in the peg holes, put it in. That's one. Then into the second peg hole, again, just like that. Then, what are we doing with this 11 beam? Well, I'll show you. Just like regular, just like regular, we have to have the beam dead center, just like that. And that's gonna be attached. And then, attached to the mini axle, we're gonna have the 24-tooth gear. Push it in. Now, as you can see, when I turn the gear, very easily. Now, what were we doing with these blue pegs here? We are going to take put it upside down, take this. It's kind of confusing, but put the medium motor through this hole. Attach it with the blue pegs from the beam, just like that, and it's easy. You have a medium motor attached to your robot. Now it can move with the medium motor as well. And in the last video, you can even attach that same gear system. So, adding on, we have the main brick. Now, I want you to see how I've placed the pegs and nuts for a reason, just to make sure that it's in line with the center of the robot. There's a lot of space, so let's put it on our main brick. See, we have square, square. Make sure to use these same peg positions. Put it in these 3 holes. There we go. That's our first hole. Sometimes you have difficulties. There we go. That's our second hole. And there you have it, our robot. You can anchor the caster wheel a lot better, whatever you choose. But here's how your robot's finished. You can turn on, you can move the gear systems, and do many things with your first base robot. Today's episode was to show you how to build a simple base robot. So here is your simple base robot. Now, make sure to like and subscribe to our FLL Mind Builders YouTube channel. And stay tuned for our next episode about an entire tutorial on your first lesson of programming.